report, of course, on the death toll every day, many thousands killed in Gaza, a horrible milestone reached yesterday that we were told by the Hamas-run health ministry. 20,000 people have now been killed in Gaza. Let's speak now to Yusuf Aliour, who is a British Palestinian journalist and documentary filmmaker. Yusuf's sister and 7 other members of his family have been killed during this war. Thank you so much for joining us, Yusuf. This must be just an incredibly difficult time for you, and our sympathies are with you at the moment. But as people around the world digest that figure of 20,000 killed in Gaza, and of course in other parts of the conflict, Israelis have been killed too on October the 7th. But can I ask you to tell us about your sister and those that died, so that we can remember that every one of those people have been killed, have a family, had a life. Tell me about your family.
Yes, Lucy, thank you. Well, let me just reiterate that every life is precious, and Palestinians are not collateral damage, and we are not people of a lesser God. We are not only numbers. My family that I lost are not numbers. They have names, they have stories, aspirations, dreams. My sister and her 7 children were killed a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago actually, and they are still under the rubble. Can you believe that we don't have the honor even to bury them because of the intensity of the bombardment and because of the lack of machinery and defense crews? They are unable to move Israeli snipers, tanks, warplanes. They have been pounding Gaza for the past 77 days. It seems there is no timeline for this aggression on Gaza. Half of the population in Gaza are children below the age of 18, and it is considered the world's largest open-air prison. Now, this number that you stated, 20,000, constitutes about 1.2% of Gaza's population of 2.3 million people, and including 8,000 Palestinian children killed, including babies. Now, this is utterly shocking that the world is allowing this to happen. Now, Israel's self-defense does not mean, Lucy, that Israel has the right to flatten and level Gaza to the ground and make it uninhabitable. As I said, each life is important. Now, we need to, the world has to pressure Israel to stop this war, which many describe as genocide and ethnic cleansing. Now,
Yusuf,
we have been
can I ask you, were you able to hear Ahmed, that we were just speaking to from the Norwegian Refugee Council? Because he was saying they haven't been able to contact their team. They've lost communications with their team in Rafah. Have you been able to talk to any members of your family in the past few days?
No, sadly no, because of the telecommunications problems. Even local people inside Gaza and Rafah and Khan Yunis, they are unable to reach their loved ones in Gaza City. Now, the rest of Gaza, my family, they are in Gaza City, and they keep moving from place to another place because of the advancement of these tanks. My father and one of my brothers is in the south, and the majority of my family in Gaza City, and they are being starved to death. When my brother told me about this tragedy, from day one, they said they run out of food, and they only live on food cans, and they had to ration their food. There is no water, there is no medicine, and there is no electricity to keep warm. They live in the dark. Actually, Lucy, this is a very important point. Every night they wake up unharmed is a miracle for us. That's why we are urging the British government, as a British citizen, we need our family to be safe, and we need the pressure, David Cameron's office, to come up with a scheme similar to the Ukrainian scheme to bring our family to safety, because this war does not differentiate between a civilian or a military man. You've seen the attacks on hospitals. You've seen the attacks on markets, bakeries, schools. There's no safer place in Gaza. Even yesterday, when they bombarded the vicinity of the Kuwaiti hospital, Rafah was supposed to be the safest area in Gaza. It was bombed. People are dying every day, and they are questioning, where are the Western values? What's happening to the Western human rights and slogans of democracy and so on? And people in Gaza are being killed by American weapons, and you know it. And as a human being, of course, I feel sorry for every loss. But Israel cannot go on, 77 days with this war with no goals achieved. What's the point of waging this war without, accomplishment to its goals? I think the solution to this, Israel has to admit that there is no military solution to this. It has to be a political solution. And the international community, they have to pressure Israel to end and lift the blockade on Gaza. Israel has the right, of course, they said, But what about the rights of Palestinians? Palestinians have been suffering miserably under decades of military occupation, colonization, and siege for the past 17 years. This cannot go on. This double standard policy has to end. This hypocrisy has to end.
Yusuf, thank you so much for joining us. And as we also think about the 20,000 that have been killed in Gaza, we do just have some pictures here as well, just to show our viewers to remember your sister that you were telling us about, your 2 nephews and your 5 nieces who were killed, as you mentioned, a few days ago. So we just have received these photos. And thank you, Yusuf, for sending them to us as we remember your sister and her family who were killed. Thank you.